Nancy and Nora are a pair of inseparable best friends. It was the first time that Nora came to Nancy's house for a visit. While they were doing their homework, Nancy's mother suddenly had a psychotic episode and was helped into the room by the nanny. The father, Gary, came home from work at the same time. When he and Nora meet, they see each other. A middle-aged man is attracted to his daughter's best friend. He stared at her for a long time without moving, until Nora, uncomfortable voice to remind. He came upstairs to take care of his wife only after he realized it. However, the next day, Nora came to Gary's clinic with a toothache for a checkup. During the anesthetic, she kept making evocative moaning sounds. The nurse was sent away by Gary. This makes Nora embrace the man in front of her even more boldly. The young girl's embrace was too much for Gary to handle. Afterwards, while staring at the back of Nora and her daughter leaving, Gary's heart surged with mixed feelings, at the same time with the excitement and novelty. From then on, Nora came to Nancy's house often. She uses her innocent girl exterior to become friends with Nancy's mother. But in private, she maintains an inappropriate relationship with Gary. One day Gary came home and passed by Nancy's room. He heard her on the phone with someone else. Gary picked up the phone downstairs and eavesdropped, only to discover that his daughter was in love. She repeatedly said that last night was too intense. Her body was covered in marks. Hearing this, Gary was furious, immediately rushed into the room to check his daughter's body. It was then that Nancy cried and told the truth. She knew her father was eavesdropping, so what she said was a lie. Only now did Gary come to his senses, apologized and took his daughter back to her room to rest. Talked to her about his young love affair with his wife. But as soon as he mentioned her mother, Nancy's face changed dramatically. Lying directly on her side on the bed, responded with silence. The next night, Nancy enters Gary's room wearing a revealing nightgown. The seductive gesture nakedly reveals the intention of seduction. Then she lay in his arms and pampered him. Gary was uncomfortable and pushed Nancy away. I didn't expect Nancy, who hadn't achieved her goal, to become more aggressive. She used a suction cup to make artificial red marks on her neck beforehand. Then she went to the room and pretended to talk to her boyfriend on the phone. This time, she even left the door open a crack on purpose, so that her father, who was passing by, could hear her. Sure enough, Gary came into her room. This time he thought Nancy was still lying on purpose. But when he untied his scarf to reveal the red marks, Gary was instantly unnerved. Nancy grabbed his hand and confessed her love. As the atmosphere became more and more ambiguous, but the mother suddenly stood in the doorway with tears on her face. She witnessed everything, although her heart was shocked and angry. But she covered Nancy with a blanket and did not pursue. But it hit her too hard. Soon after, her mother's condition worsened and she was admitted to the hospital. One day the nurse brought in a pot of flowers. Gary immediately guessed that it must be from Nora. Sure enough, she was downstairs in the hospital. The two of them went to their room again and spent a wonderful night together. The next morning, Nora and Nancy went to school together with their books. Gary is standing upstairs watching them through the window as they fade away. This is the end of the film Fruits of Desire. This is an Italian film released in 1974. The main attraction is the beauty of the two girls. But in terms of plot, it's hard to agree. No one can understand their actions from anyone's point of view.